Welcome back everyone, and we are of course here in the medical centre ahead of today's game against Notts County, a team we are actually unbeaten against, weirdly. We've picked up 2 draws, a 2-2, a 0-0, and I believe a 1-0 victory last time out. So, we've had a good track record at Meadow Lane. Unfortunately though, we've got a few players suffering from injuries or picked up in training. So, Sam Gibson, he's got a stubbed toe, picked that up in training for 4 to 9 days. Clayton Donaldson, again, a pulled hamstring, picked up in training for 8 days to 2 weeks. And then Jack Byrne with blisters, keeping him out for 3 to 6 days. Now, as you can see, they were on the 15th and a couple on the 16th, so there will be on the bounce back. Maybe we'll have some of them available for today's game. I'll have to check that one going forward. I would also like to wish you all a happy new year. Now, I know it's a little bit belated, but the prior episodes were recorded prior to Christmas. Didn't know how far I was going to go ahead on my recordings, and well, now I finally had the opportunity to wish you all a happy new year. Hopefully your year is going well thus far and it continues to get better. But without further ado, let's go catch up on our 2 prior games. After picking up an inevitable 1-0 victory against Fylde, we then played 9th place side Barnet in what thus far has been a back and forth fixture. However, thanks to first half goals from Pedder and Dyson, this time victory was swift in a 2-0 fashion. Next up, we then played Darlington in the FA Trophy 5th round, and similarly to the last match, Pedder got us off to an early start. This time, however, it took till the 65th minute as Donaldson scored our second to seal the win and continue our cup defence. And so, with Donaldson, Byrne and Gibson all out injured, we are a little bit the walking wounded. Now, Gibson probably could have come back if I just scroll down. As you can see, he does still have a bit of a knock, but could technically play. Don't want to risk him in this one, though. Although, it is a big clash between 3rd and 4th. So, our team for today, well, it's Oluwayemi in goal, a back line of Mason, Sykes, Shipley and Carlin. Heaney on the left, Dyson on the right and Fletcher in central midfield, with Pedder sitting behind Campbell. So, without further ado, let's head on out. Let's crack on with today's game. As you can see, tactically, some people liking it, some not so much. More good than bad on that front, so it's not too much to worry about. As you can see, that is the team for today. In fact, that is quite a few changes. 5 changes to the starting lineup. Interesting approach, Notts County. Now, I think we need to show everyone that their recent praise is justified. Put on a real show out there. Can we do it with punch fists? Yes, we can. Oh, that has motivated a lot of the squad, which is nice to see. It's even motivated Fielding sitting on the bench. Now, I do need to change it to the league table, because prior to this, I don't know why it's not on the league table, to be honest. I think it might be from last time I played a cup game, and I've just not bothered to change it. But it's ball through, and Sank should just play it back to Oluwayemi. He's going to hoof it upfield. Campbell will nod this one on to no one. And that is a waste of all of our time, because this is probably going to be a dead highlight. It is, in fact, a dead highlight. So, let's just change this to the league table. We've got the league games, of course. It's 0-0 across the league. No one has scored in the first 2. Okay, Chesterfield has scored against Fylde in the first 2 minutes. That's not good, because we're trying to catch up to them, and of course Wrexham. Would be lovely to catch up to Wrexham. Honestly, I've given up on hope for that, but maybe there is a slim chance we can catch that automatic promotion slot. But I'm thinking we're probably going to go into playoffs. Maybe in those top 2. Probably get in playoffs. We're in a good solid spot for playoffs. Whether we get those top 2 spots is another matter though, because there is a lot of teams who are quite compact in that race. Mason though on this left hand side, will he pull it back or even go himself? I think pull it back, Mason. No, he's going to go himself. Whips it in. Pedder. It's nodded away though. Vincent, he's going to come back at us here on this left hand side. Ball up to Barnes. Lovely closing down. Unfortunately though, he's going to play it back to Kelly Evans. Kelly Evans over to Hutchinson. He's going to get inside to Hall. Hall is crowded out, but somehow manages to make a ball through to Vicente. And it's saved. Thank you, Oluwayemi, for making that save. Now, as you can see, the squad is playing pretty darn decent. Carlin is on a 6.6 at the moment. He needs to pick things up after these first 13 minutes or so. Fletcher, though, running it out for a throw-in. And Mackenzie Heaney, a little bit tired. He's now down on a 6.6 himself. Carlin's picked it up, but Shipley has now gone down to a 6.6. Chesterfield, by the way, 2 goals in 7 minutes. That's okay, 3 and 22. All the shots 1-0 up against Eastleigh. Dulwich Hamlet 1-0 up in their game. Crawley's beating Yeovil 1-0 at home. Interesting, especially considering that is where we are going next, ladies and gents. We are going to verse Crawley in the next one. So, Hall over to Kingsella. Kingsella come down this left-hand side. What can he do with this ball? Whips it into Wooton. And Oluwayemi will clench it. One of the rare occasions he holds onto the ball. Torquay, by the way, 1-0 up in their game. Didn't quite catch who against. Pedder, though, plays it back to Carlin. Over to Fletcher. Now up to Carlin. Can Carlin get a good delivery? Ooh, he's going back post. In fact, he's going all the way over the box to Mason. Mason collecting it on this left-hand side. He's going to whip it across. Heaney can't get onto it. Bell nods it out to Hutchinson. And it's a counter-attack here by Notts County. Wooton now over to Hall. Come on, please close him down. No. Wooton, he's found space. Over to Vicent. That could have been dangerous. That could have been dangerous. 3-on-2 out of the back. Thankfully, didn't amount to anything. Oluwayemi will play it short to Shipley. Now, Carling up to Pedder. Pedder coming at the defence. He's got an overlap if he wishes to use it. Through ball. Oh, come on. Use the ball better, my friend. That was probably the worst time to attempt that pass. And the worst place to put it. Just don't aim for your teammate. Put it ahead of him and let him run onto it. Dyson's quick enough. He could have got onto that. Thankfully, the counter-attack didn't amount to anything. Now, the question is, Wrexham, they're 1-0 up against FC Halifax. That is not good. How is Southend and Yeovil and such doing, though? I think Yeovil was losing. Not sure about Southend, but as you can see, we have narrowly been the better team. Unfortunately, though, our shooting has been dismal. If we can start shooting a bit better, then we might be able to get a grasp of this game. Better on the corners, fouls. We're not doing so bad. Yellow cards. We have better passing, better possession. We just need to get our shooting better. You know, get your shooting boots on, lads. 6.4 for Heaney. Campbell on a 6.6. Pedder on a 6.6. Dyson. Yeah, there is a lot of players struggling right now. So you know what? We simply have to be better in front of goal, lads. I'm sorry. My assistant wants me to be softer on you. I am not. We are in a race for these promotion spots. And we need to play our role in every minute of every game. Now, Mason, ball. I was going to say up to Heaney. It was not near Heaney. Also, I would like to apologise for the sirens. Can't really do a whole lot about that. Unfortunately, there is emergencies in and around me, I guess. Southend, by the way, 1-0. Oh, come on, Dagenham. Let's go, Dagenham. Equalising, making it 1-1 in that one. Pedder plays it back for Carlin. Carlin coming down this right-hand side. Ball up to no one. Okay, we definitely do need to make a few substitutes when we get nearer to our usual substitution time. Now, we can actually get away with doing them a little early here today because our next game isn't for a week, I believe, against Dulwich Hamlet. So, Hall across to Hutchin. It's now up to Vicente. Wooton, Hall, lovely through ball to Vicente, and it's a lovely save by Oluwayemi. Thank you, Oluwayemi. Saving our bacon here today. We've been wasteful. If we can get a point out of this, I will be happy. I would love us to get 3, but let's just avoid losing points to them. Thank you, Carlin, for clearing that one away. And that's not a bad shout. I think it's going to put Mason out of position, though, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to risk Mason coming out of position. What we are going to do, though, is take off Heaney. Heaney's been struggling. And we are, of course, going to put my namesake on over on that left-hand side. Now, Dyson also having a rough game. We could drop Campbell back and bring Willoughby on. That's an option. We then have Carlin also having a rough game. They're really exploiting this side then. Interesting. So, Campbell, drop back. You can become... You know what? You're happy being a winger. So I'll let you be a winger. If you are happy being a winger, we shall allow you to be a winger. So, Carlin or do Do we take right off? He's on that yellow card. It's risky leaving him on. Carlin's having a rough one though. I haven't seen anything that really worries me about Carlin. So what we'll do is we'll bring Fielding on. He can slide over there. And that is our 3 changes. Hopefully we don't pick up an injury. And I come to regret making all 3 in one go. Bromley 2-0 up against Woking, by the way. FC Halifax slam bottom of the table. They don't look like they're moving off the bottom, to be honest. They have struggled all season. Carlin over to Fletcher. Now up to Fielding. Gets it across to Sykes. Sykes back to Fielding once more. Ball up to Tomlinson. There's an overlap on the left-hand side. Willoughby's going to shoot, though. And Slocum will poke it round the post. Now, Slocum, I believe, has saved their bacon a lot in our previous games. This one, we've not gave him anything to do. So, let's try and utilise the fact that he's not expecting any shots. Let's try and utilise it. Let's try and get some shots on target. And while we do that, let's demand a little bit more. Now, having a little look at some of the other games. Barnet 3-0 up against Kings Lynn. A hat-trick for Powell in that one. Bromley is 2-0 up against Woking. Crawley 1-0 up against Yeovil. Southend, disappointingly, has just regained the lead against Dagenham 2-1 in that one. Dulwich Hamlets beating Altrincham 2-0. Eastleigh 1-1 against Aldershot. Fylde is getting destroyed by Chesterfield 3-0. And we... Okay, I didn't realise Vicente picked up a knock. That is good. And so has Barnes prior to him as well. So, that's nice. Solihull Moors is also drawing 0-0, I think. Because it only popped up for a second. Now, Kelly Evans to throw it in. Last 6 minutes, plus, of course, additional time. So, let's just call it 10. Let's say we're going to get about 4 additional minutes in this one. Hall pulls it back for Palmer. Over the top to Taylor. He nods it on to Hall. Someone please dispossess this man. Come on, Taylor. Carlin, lovely tackle. Unfortunately, does not keep it. So it goes straight back to Taylor. Taylor now whipping it in. Wooton. It's nodded out to Hutchinson. Isaac Hutchinson from range. Right. Guess we're going very attacking, ladies and gents, for the remainder of this one. Now, the question is, how crazy are we going to get with this one? Campbell can go up. Pedder, you okay on this wing? You happy? You're not really happy. Okay. Pedder wants to sit in behind. What can I do with you, though, Tomlinson? What can we do with you? That is the predicament. Would anyone like to be on this wing? Anyone? Campbell doesn't mind it. We need you up front though. Sykes doesn't mind it. Tomlinson is okay with it. What about the left? Okay. Tomlinson, you have to be on that left. I guess we're going to go a bit skew with here. We'll go Pedder stays there on support. You go there. Campbell would like... No, Willoughby, what would you like? You'd like to be a poacher. In fact, we'll swap you two around then. We'll put Willoughby here on poacher. Campbell can be a deep line forward. And we just need to pray now. We just need to pray. This late goal has caused us a lot of problems. So let's try and pull one back. Carlin throws it into Pedder. Back to Carlin. Back post Willoughby. Can he nod it back inside? Mason's got way too much space here. Can he use it? No. The block. And then it's just poked over. Come on, Mason. Big delivery here. 4 minutes from time. Let's steal a draw from this one. Steal it right at the depth. Mason whips it in. Stanger nods it away. Shipley will collect it though, and Mason has space to get another delivery. Whips. Tomlinson. My namesake. You're offside. You put it straight at the goalkeeper. You couldn't have been any more disappointing. Shipley though nods it on to Fielding. Fletcher now up to Willoughby. Willoughby holding possession, pulls it back. Now with Shipley. Shipley tries a ball through to Pedder. Pedder on the halfway line. Back to Shipley once more. It's a 1-2 with Fletcher. Sykes over to Mason. Maybe a ball over the top. Maybe. Through ball down the wing to Tomlinson. No. Nice 1-2 though. Fielding, we've still got possession. Fletcher now back to Fielding. Fielding is just going to play it back to Sykes. We need to be moving forward, lads. We're 2 minutes into the additional 4 minutes. Pedder up to Willoughby. Through ball to Campbell. Campbell from range. Get closer, Campbell. Campbell. And now we're jumping straight into another highlight as Lacey plays it over to Bell. Bell all the way back to Slocum. Slocum hoofs it up. Hutchinson, the goal scorer, of course, plays it up to Wooten. Wooten now through to Taylor. Close him down, Carling. Please close him down. He's pushed him out to the corner flag. Unfortunately, though, he's passed it over to Hall, and it's back to Taylor once more. They are just going to waste time as Carling pokes a foot at it. And they get a throw-in. So, we've got 30 seconds. I don't see it happening, but we've got 30 seconds to try and counter-attack them here. Try and win possession. Hutchinson, again, edge of the area. We know what he can do from there. Kelly Evans, though, here on the right-hand side. What's he going to do with it? Tries to whip it across. It's blocked. And thankfully, I think it might have bounced back off Kelly. No. Instead, the ref's going to blow the whistle 20 seconds early, which is rather annoying, but as you can see, quite a few players did struggle in this one. Campbell on a 6.3, Tomlinson 6.4, Pedder 6.5, 6.6 from Fletcher, Carling 6.6, 6.4 from Sykes. We had Wright on a 6.6, Heaney on a 6.4, and Dyson on a 6.5. Yes, Mason put a 7-2 up, but he can't do it all on his own. We did eventually start getting some more shots on target, to be fair to the lads, 4 on target from 8. But in the end, that was a rather dismal performance, and I'm going to head into the dressing room to tell them just that. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all join us for the next one, which of course will be against Crawley. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.